I've come a long, long way. 6 months ago, I couldn't even walk by myself.
Welcome to month 7, which is a crazy month. We have a lot of things to catch up on and a lot of different unlocked skills, things that my body I was not aware could do. And stay till the end because I have a huge surprise. Like, this month takes a turn.
What's up? Today we're gonna bump runs to 8. I've been doing 6 because I've been concerned that the hip is gonna react in the wrong way. So today we're doing 8. We'll see how it goes. We did it! We're dirty and wet, but we did it. We did 8 rounds. In the last round, I felt a little bit of a sharp pain in the groin area, so we'll see how I feel. I started the day with a little bit of an irritated hip. Yesterday I was in a car for like 2 hours. I went in and out a couple of times and it was a sedan, so getting out of a sedan is more complicated, I guess. So the second time that I got off, I think I sent my knee inwards, so kind of like rotating the hip, and that irritated it, I think, which is super annoying because it's such a tiny thing. It's like just getting out of a car. But I guess that happens when you're recovering from something. Like, the minimal thing can get your hip upset. So we'll see how I do today. I'm excited that at least we completed the run. Yes. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted.
Month 7 has been a month in which I'm floating in uncertainty. Just imagine me floating on the water, and if the tide takes me right, I'll go to the right, and if it takes me left, then I'll go to the left. I have learned to embrace uncertainty, and it has actually paid off because, as you can see, I have a better attitude. I am embracing the unknown, and I also celebrate all the different surprises that have come along with it. These processes come with a lot of unknowns, and I feel like you have to accept that to be able to move forward. So let's start with the beginning, which is that I am trying to gain flexibility in my hamstrings. And the way that I'm doing it is by pulling up my leg and holding it. And at the beginning of that exercise, which I'm making a video as well, so stay tuned for that. I'm trying to do a challenge to see how much more flexibility I can win in 30 days. At the beginning of those stretches, I would feel the pinching sensation in my hip. So I was very concerned about it, and my physical therapist explained that when you're moving the leg up that way, you put the hip in an impinged position, and that definitely causes pain because you're stressing the labrum, you're stressing the bones. And he said that if I kept feeling pain, then I would have to stop. Thankfully, after the first 3 or 4 days, I stopped feeling pain, and right now I'm feeling really good. So I am hopeful that I don't need to worry about that. The other thing that you might ask is, how is the other hip doing? Because the other hip was in a lot of pain in month 5, and it's actually feeling great. And I remember my doctor said that once this one would calm down, the other hip would follow and everything would be in peace. And I do believe that that's happening. My hip is feeling better. I am feeling better. And I have had no pain for the past probably month and a half, which is great, especially because we are doing way more activity and this hip seems to be okay. I remember that the statistics say that if you arrive to the surgery with hip on the other pain, if you arrive to the surgery with no hip on the other, if you arrive to the surgery with no pain on the other hip, you just have a 1/6 chance of actually needing surgery for the other one. So hopefully I am in those 5/6 of the population that won't need the surgery ever. Fingers crossed. As of now, the hip is feeling okay. Then the other thing that happened this month was that my PT told me that this is a very long recovery and it's a tough surgery to recover from. Yesterday, I had a very interesting conversation with my physical therapist. I was reminding him that it's been over 6 months post-op, and then I paused and said, and I'm still here. And he responded by saying, this is normal timeline. And I pushed back and I was like, well, the timeline that I was given at the surgeon's office says something different. And then he said that those timelines are usually not realistic and that everybody takes longer to heal. And then I asked, because something that I've been, I guess, using to not feel bad has been that I thought that I was being treated as an elite athlete, but I am not. So I asked him, even for an elite athlete, and he responded by saying that yes. And then he said, he put the example of a soccer player. He said that usually soccer players end up having this surgery. The way that it works with soccer players normally is that after 6 months, they start kicking the ball every now and then, just around very slowly, and they fully go back to playing with their teams after 9 to 12 months post-op. That gave me a lot of peace in my heart. It seems like this is a normal timeline. Sometimes I feel like my bar is too high, and that's why I wanted to tell you all of this. I think that knowing from the experts what to expect helps a lot with the emotional part of this, because we don't have a real bar to measure progress. Like, we are not experts. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I've never dealt with this before. I never heard of anybody dealing with this before. So it's good when you hear these things, because it helps you calm down. You know, it helps you see that maybe what you've been thinking has not been exactly what is accurate. And in my case, the way that I've been measuring myself probably was too tough. I had too high of expectations. I don't know, it was just good to hear that I am in a normal timeline and just progressing like everybody else. I wish they would have told me when I just signed up for this, you know, like I would have rather know that this was gonna be this tough and be prepared for it mentally, as opposed to having a realistic timeline in which I was supposed to be back to sports in month 4 or something like that. I definitely feel like it would have been better for me personally. But I also understand that other people would get freaked out if they were to learn that this was going to be a full year recovery and it could be so tough. But for me, it gives me peace of mind to know that I am not delayed and that this is normal and that this is actually a very tough surgery to recover from. Things in physical therapy have changed a little bit. Right now, I am lifting outside of physical therapy so we can focus on jumps and balance in physical therapy. So I've been doing a couple of very interesting exercises for balance, for example. I do a lot on the lentil and the bosu ball, and I do things that I never expected to be doing, like touching cones with my feet and my hand, keeping balance, or like opening my hip and then closing it again, starting in an airplane position and then going to a pistol squat. It's been very, very interesting, and those exercises are super, super, super hard. And for the jumps, we've entered the third of the 4 phases of the jump training. And I wanted to make a parenthesis here to explain what the jump training is, because a lot of people are like, why are you training to jump? There is a science behind it, especially in the landing. Most of us land incorrectly, which means that sometimes we send the knee inwards, and that creates an inward rotation of the hip, which can add pressure to the labrum. It can cause the impingement position, and it's not good for you or your hip or your knee. So we've been focusing a lot on the landing. And right now, the third phase of the jump training includes jumping on one foot, which I am very excited of.
I'm jumping on one foot! Oh my god, I am so excited! Today was a super interesting session because we started with the normal warm-up, table exercises, band walks, heel taps, and then my physical therapist called this a figure skating combo, which was basically a single leg squat and then a change of position to a Romanian deadlift. And I went low! Oh my god! Well, I don't know how low I went, but in my heart. It felt like I went really, really low. And I feel like I'm starting to see the results of all this hard work. And I honestly started doubting that I would ever be able to go low in a single leg squat. So I'm super excited. And after that, we did some single leg jumps in a thing like a leg press, but without the weight. My body was the weight, so I was kind of like jumping on my back, like laying down. And then we actually did like jumps, single leg jumps forward, and then we did single leg jumps in change of position, and then What else? Yeah, I guess that was all the single leg stuff. And then I did 30 minutes of tuck jumps, which completely killed me. Oh my God. And then I did 30 seconds of scissor jumps, which were like lunges jumping. And I cannot believe it. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I'm doing single leg jumps. I'm so happy. Hopefully the hip feels okay. It felt okay when I was walking. I didn't really feel a lot of pain. So fingers crossed that things stay like that and we can move forward.
So I do my jumps that, for example, are you jump, 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 stop. Jump, 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 stop. Jump, 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 stop. Or I have another one which is like change of direction. You start here and then you land 90 degrees. In different sides. There is another one which is in 2 legs. So you have a box and then you like drop from the box and you learn to land. Very interesting things. And since I am sending my knee inwards a little bit in the landing, we also started doing lunges. So I learned how to align my knee the correct way when I'm going down. And then the last thing is that by the end of this month, my PT cleared me to run till exhaustion, which I laughed about because I was like, okay, exhaustion is going to be like 10 minutes. And I went for it, and this is what happened.
I have been cleared to run until exhaustion. Yay! I don't really know what that means in terms of like how much I'm going to be able to run. I am thinking that it's not gonna be that much, and that's also why my PT accepted to do this. We'll see. He of course said not to go and do a 5-mile run or something like that, but to run until I feel exhausted and then take a break. Just to remind you, the way that it had been working was that I would run for a minute and then I would walk for a minute and then I would repeat that. The max that I've done is 8 rounds. So that's 8 minutes. That's less than a mile. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's starting to rain and I'm not thrilled with it because I don't have anything to cover myself with. Come run with me till exhaustion. The plan is to walk 20 minutes and then I'll do my squats and then I'll run. So I'm gonna measure the time, measure the distance and see how much I can run before I get tired. Let's go. Let's see what happens. I'm very curious to find out. I just ran 18.5 minutes. Ain't that crazy? I don't know what's that in distance. I'll check out in a moment. That's insane. I thought that we were in like 12 or something like that. I just put a stopwatch. I didn't want to know, like I didn't want to guide myself by the time. I truly came to exhaustion and then I stopped. 3.5 kilometers, which I think roughly translates to 2 miles, 0.2 or something like that. That's crazy. That's not bad. That means that I could do a 10K in like an hour if I kept the same pace. And I mean, like I got exhausted, I had to stop, etc. after 3.5 kilometers, but you know what I mean. Like I think it was a good pace. I was not expecting it to be that good of a pace. I thought at the beginning when I did the math wrong that I was doing like 1 kilometer per 9 minutes, which makes no sense. Forgive my math. It's early still. I'm impressed. I'm satisfied. I'm happy. He did a great job. He started to pull at the end because he also did not want to keep running. You know, it's a training for both of us. I'm definitely super well aware that he can't run very long distances, so I'm always keeping an eye on him. But we did it. I will keep you posted. I think what comes next is gonna be as important as having completed the run. Let's see how the hip reacts. I will report back tonight, tomorrow morning, and we'll see what the hip has to say about this run. Hi again. So I've been telling my people about the run and the pace and everything, and people are like, it's actually faster than what you think. And I'm like, no way. So I went into a pace calculator in the internet and I put my numbers and it's actually faster than I thought. I'm so excited. It says that like at this pace I could do 7 point something, 7 point like 11 miles an hour. That's insane. 1 kilometer every 5 minutes and 17 seconds, which is ridiculous. I don't think I've ever run this fast. Seriously, like not ever. Even when I used to run, because I used to run 10Ks when I was younger. Oh my God, this whole thing with the PT is starting to pay off, and it's insane. Hello, it's already the night, and I figured that I would give you an update of my hip. I'm actually feeling okay. I feel a little bit weird when I put all my weight on that leg, like I'm doing that right now. So when I balance my weight, I feel good. But the pain that I feel when I do that is more on the side of the leg, which reminds me to the tendinitis that we saw in the MRI. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I would figure that I would be feeling better by now, but I don't know. But other than that, I'm feeling okay. I do feel a lot of soreness in my muscles. I feel like my legs are super tired, my feet are super tired, my arms actually are also very tired. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty okay. And of course, I am so grateful and thrilled. Emotionally, I'm feeling really, really good. Good morning. This is the day after the run. I had gone to the gym already. I did my lift day today, and then I went on a walk with my dog, and I am feeling fine. The hip is feeling great. And what I do feel is a little bit of pain on the inner side of my, it's not really my foot, it's not my ankle either. It's a little bit like higher up from the ankle on the left leg, which is the non-surgical leg. That's the only symptom that I have right now, but I'm super happy that the hip is not upset. So I think we are on the right path.
So all of these are the different skills that I have unlocked and the different progresses and milestones that I have hit in month 7. I am super happy with everything that has happened, and I can see how the work that I'm putting in PT is showing in my other sports, in the performance that I have, in how far and how fast I could run. All of this to say that you have to do your PT exercises. Be diligent, be responsible, be disciplined, because it definitely pays off. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave a skating emoji, because you're gonna see right now what's about to happen. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
I'm going back on the ice this week. Oh my God. I'm going back on the ice. This is the moment that I've been dreaming of probably since before the surgery. Gosh. My PT cleared me to go back on the ice just to stroke back and forth. He said probably 30 minutes if I feel sore, less than that, but I'm good to go next week. Yay!